David Howell, joint CEO of GWM with John Hasbury, and my job is to help lead and develop the company. Yeah, I think 2018 is going to be an interesting year in terms of developments in technology and how robo-advice has been used to enhance services to client. I think it could be a threat as well as a challenge. And we see, in fact, in today's paper in The Independent today, it talks about relationship to money and how people's behaviour is changing. And that is a direct consequence of Bitcoin and new ways of that we spend. And I think our relationship to money will change over time. And I think it's important how we relate to clients in that context and how it really fits in with what is the client's goal, what is the financial plan, and how we can help them achieve their goals. I think the challenges, Gary, come in twofold. One is the regulatory landscape is changing in terms of how a business is governed, i.e. the corporate governance of the business, but also how to recruit and retain the right individual. And that's important in terms of the quality of the advice that is being given and how it's maintained. So I think getting good quality advisors who are qualified, but also have the skill set to be able to go out and have that relationship with the client and help clients achieve what they want to achieve in life and live the life they want to live. I think it's a double-edged sword, really. I think there's a flip side to the coin in terms of regulatory as well as recruitment. And as long as you embrace it and employ an enterprise risk management mitigation into it, then I think you can cope with changes in the regulatory landscape as well as recruiting. I mean, GDPR, which is coming out in UK and Europe, I think that is good for the client, but it's how it's implemented and how it's managed. Yeah, I think one of the main things people come to us for is the camaraderie, the kinship, the esprit de corps, for want of a better word, that we work hard and we play hard, and we have a motto in GWM that the success and happiness is the journey, not the destination. So it's that being part of a team, I think, is important because we help one another to achieve our own success. I think the offering is different in terms of each IFA wealth manager out there, but it's how can I say, it's how you onboard the client, how you engage with the client. And I think engaging with the client is so important rather than having a relationship with the money, have that deeper, meaningful relationship with the client and getting under the client's skin. So I think you need to learn to listen with your eyes more rather than listen with your ears, because you can pick up more from a client and the client knows that you're listening more than trying to sell a particular product or investment through a mountain chart. It's been talked about for some time, Gary, about the IEA implementing the resolutions and for it to be gazetted and changed in terms of advisor remuneration, as well as the product providers who've got to reshape their IT, reshape the products. And so we're still waiting for the final draft. There's nothing 100% yet. But I think what's interesting now in the Middle East, you've got a 5% VAT, which I think is the thin end of the wedge. I think there's going to be more taxation, indirect taxation coming out in the future. So watch this space in terms of what the UAE want to do in the future. But I think it's business as usual. We've seen it in the UK with RDR, when there was the old model onto the new model, the transition from commission to fees. And so we have gradually done that over the last number of years. So we're not reliant upon upfront commission. We're always looking at the market. The writing is on the wall in certain regions of the world in terms of where you should go or not go, depending on the regulatory landscape, i.e. in, for example, in Hong Kong, which we talked about further. That is now a difficult market to do business in. We look at other parts of the world, but I think it's not the actual location that is important, but I think the person, because it's not in time or space that is success, but the individual. So you could be in London or Geneva or in Dubai or Abu Dhabi or in America where we are now. I think it's the individual that is a success, not in the actual location. So it's down to the tenacity of that individual with the right backup and support. The world is flat. Yeah, I think clients are transient. They'll have a 3, 4, 5-year contract and will move on. I think one of the main things, we do not know yet what Brexit holds out in terms of passporting or branching into Europe. That's something we're keeping a watchful eye on, because some clients may want to repatriate. How does that stand? And clients who remain in Europe, how does that stand with taxation, with what type of financial products are available, or financial planning is going to be most appropriate. No, I think when you look at pension transfers, I think you need to look at the strategy, what the client wants to achieve. It may or may not be a transfer. That's the first thing. The second thing is, what is the vehicle? Is it a CURUPS or SIPS? And I think that depends on the individual, depending on where they are in the world, what their likelihood is going to be to return to the UK or not, and what's their personal circumstances. So I think CURUPS or SIPS, it's down to the individual circumstances. If I was to answer CURUPS or SIPS, I would value SIPS more than CURUPS, but I'm not a pensions expert.